Showtime.
Hello everyone and welcome to the STPL. My name is Kix. Joining me over there in his new glasses, it looks like, it is Rapid.
That's right. That's right. There we go. That's right. It's good to be back, Kix, for another day of STPL. I am very inconsistent with the times that I am able to join you, but it's always good when I can. And that basically means that I don't have anything early to do the next day because this is pretty late over here. But,
yeah.
you know, there's no rest for the weary. I'm glad that I get a chance to come back and cast, you know, some of the newer teams to this round of the STPL.
Yeah, they've actually been doing pretty well so far. There's obviously been a lot of games that have happened, but it's been quite interesting so far. I mean, if we have a quick look at the Group A rankings, you can see that currently we have Naz in first, Media in second, FBW in third, in fourth we have White Clan in fifth, BuLL Team sixth, Valhalla seventh, MSJ, and eighth is Ash.
Ash is down there. They're having a rough season. I think it's no surprise to see Media up there. I'm glad they're starting off on a strong note. I think the issue there might be consistency. They also don't have any players in the top 10, and I think that it is so cool for me to see top 10 just be very consistent. With Yeti just dominating up the top. Like, can anyone catch this guy? I have no idea. And then of course, the rest of the Net War squad super strong with some White Clan members kind of nipping at their heels.
Yeah, now we are going to see Net Wars at some point today, but to start with, we're going to have a look at our Group A match, which is going to be BuLL Team versus Valhalla. Now, BuLL Team are doing a lot better this round. They're actually 1-for-1. They took White Clan to the Ace match in Week 1 as well. That's their one loss. But they did go 0-for-6 last round, and they're starting off a little bit stronger. Now, Valhalla Team, a new team to the STPL, had a bit of a rough first couple of weeks. But they're going to be up against BuLL Team here to try and get their name on the board.
Well, their name's already on the board, Kix. It's just, not in a good place on the board.
Yeah. More, I'm trying to think of the right word, but I know what I mean.
They want to win to get points.
Yes.
Gotcha. That's what I'm here for, Kix. This is the map pool. It's super sick. Always happy to cast maps on Athena, or what I like to call Sylphide Light.
Yeah, there's definitely a big sort of similarity between Sylphid and its predecessor Athena. So hopefully we can talk a little bit about that as we get into it in set 2. But just quickly to announce our matches. To start off, we're going to have a TBT between Flymeo and Soso, not Threes, he actually got subbed out. A PvP between Empute and SFCA. A TVP between Atrak and Dates, and then a TBZ between Reina and Galaxy.
Yeah, Galaxy, I don't know anything about Galaxy. Have not gotten a chance to, and actually most of Valhalla is still pretty new to me. I know I cast one of their games in the preseason show matches, but I would still maybe give BuLL Team maybe a little bit of an advantage. Just if you just look at the numbers. But either way, it's going to be fun. And this is sort of the new face of what round 3 of the STPL looks like.
Yeah, we've got a lot more Americans in the tournament now. Valhalla, mostly I believe South Americans, maybe a couple of North Americans in there as well. But starting us off, we're going to have our Bolivian player, BuLL Team, all from Bolivia, I do believe. It is going to be Flymeo. Now, Flymeo did win his first 2 games of round 3, which is a lot better than he did in round 2, going 0-for-5. So he is definitely on the way up. Now, Soso hasn't played a game yet in the STPL, so not really too sure about what his skill level is going to be. Of course, this is going to be a TBT as well, so you can have some very interesting games. And they're going to be heading on to one of the more standard maps in the map pool in Icarus.
Yes, they are. This is Icarus, the map on your screen. Sick, killed it. I don't know what to expect here, but Icarus is, yeah, pretty standard, so I don't think we should expect anything super weird or wacky. That being said, I don't know how these players play, so I think I'll be learning along with everyone else, which is kind of the cool part of the STPL.
Yep, so without further ado, let's not waste any more time. Let's head into the game. It's BuLL's Fly Mio versus Valhalla team Soso. And starting us off over in the 3 o'clock position, we do have the blue Terran fighting for Valhalla team. It's Soso.
That's right. He's not sure. He's perhaps somewhat uncertain. He's so-so. Not good, not bad, just somewhere in the middle. His team, or his team's opponent in the bottom 5 o'clock location in the what did we decide this was? I forgot the color. It's like it's not chartreuse. It's like metallic cobalt. No, it's something like that. Anyway, in the teal green color, this is Fly Mio. I don't know how you pick either one of these players' names, but I'm excited to see if they live up to them.
Yeah, now I also wonder if Soso is actually Soso or if he's Soso. This is the
oh
revolution.
Yeah, it's like SOS with an O on the end.
I mean, I'm just gonna say Soso because it's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And you know what? To be honest, we got saved because I still don't know how to say that 3S guy's name. Is it 3S or is it 3s? Who can tell?
These are the questions. See, my theory is that if you're a player, your name is your brand. You know, everybody starts out, you're about 6 years old or whatever, and your parents are like, you're old enough to make your first email address. You're like, oh boy, an email address. And you're like, what do you want it to be? And it's like, well, I want it to be like cool kid, really tall, big boy 92. I'm like, wow, you know, maybe we need to have a lesson about branding here. Well, so whenever I get a chance to cast pro players who choose to name themselves something that is not immediately evident, I think to myself that, you know, you get what you pay for, right? There's the saying, Kix, that we are the architects of our own demise, and I'm a firm believer of that when it comes to player IDs. And so they get what they made, and if you make your name hard for commentators to say, well, you know what to expect already. So that's my philosophy.
Yeah, now there has been a little bit of a divergence in this game already. We see Fly Mio is going to be going for a 1-Rax double, so he's going to take a very, very quick command center here. And meanwhile, we do have the gas coming in for Soso. Whoa, okay, this could be weird. But so that means he is going to have the quicker factory, the quicker vultures, but its expansion is going to be a little bit later.
Yeah, always important to identify. This is one of the big reasons that you scout whether or not your opponent is going for an expansion build or an aggressive build. And you know, sometimes you might not be able to get the scouting information to tell what kind of aggression, whether it's going to be like, you know, how the number of factories or you know, the tech that will be coming your way. I think you might be able to sort of divine that information if you're really, really skilled. But the biggest thing is, are they expanding, or do you have to worry about a one-base play? And exactly like you said, Kix, Fly Mio is going for an expand build, so he will be theoretically more defensive. And for Soso, he is going to be playing this one base, and you can already tell by those 2 Marines already hitting that SCV that it's going to be a little aggressive.
Yeah, well, he is going to take his command center behind this. The main reason for pushing out with those Marines is just to try and deny the scouting, because obviously he doesn't know what his opponent's done right now. I mean, you can look at his vision and he's not seeing anything, so he doesn't know if he's up against a 14... I mean, he should know he's not against a 14cc, but he doesn't know if there's a Rax expand or anything. Now, the one benefit Fly Mio does have is he's only gone for 1 Marine. Now, I saw Flash say on stream that if you go for sort of 3 Marines with the 1 Rax expand, the factory expand player is actually ahead. So the 1 Marine is going to be looking pretty good for Fly Mio. Now, Soso is going to be able to be annoying with this Vulture, but not really going to be able to achieve too much.
Yeah, and every once in a while, you do this build that Soso is doing, and you walk up to the Terran Players expansion, and they've cheated out without a bunker. Then my Vulture friend has a very fun time.
Yeah.
So thankfully, this Vulture is not going to be able to get in there and deal critical damage. But this is just a lesson. If you're looking for a part of your build to cut out, don't make it that one.
Now, Soso looks like he's going to take an incredibly fast third base here. Now, this is very, very risky to do so, but he does sort of have map control right now with a single Vulture. And I mean, he's gone into tanks a little bit quicker, but I mean, this is a very, very greedy, very risky play from him off of the back of a single factory. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if he can actually make this work against Fine Mio, who's switching into Speed Vultures.
Yeah, it should be noted that as soon as Fine Mio's, whenever you go for an Expo build, theoretically you play a little bit more defensively until the eco kicks in. You can get your macro to make up for that. But sometimes players who do that play a little bit too defensively and don't get out there to punish builds like what we see Soso going for. But I mean, hey, if you're getting Speed Vultures out, that just screams map control, and it's definitely going to be something that Flyamio can use to both have that and to scout things like that third base in the upper right. But that's pretty far away, Kicks.
It is, and the scary thing is for Flyamio is if you're not expecting this kind of expand from someone, I mean, I can't guarantee they've not played with each other before. I believe they're both South American players, so perhaps they've got history. But I mean, if Flyamio doesn't know that Soso is the sort of player to do this kind of move, why would he ever check that top right location? Now the problem is, he's actually going to get past with 4 Speed Vultures, and there's not much in the main to help defend against this.
That's what speed does. It makes them go fast, Kicks, in case you were wondering. And yeah, this is just going to be really, really annoying to deal with. More importantly, it sucks all of the Terran army up into the main. So if he hadn't run in with all 4, if he had kept maybe 2 down in the natural, he just kills every STV. If they run in like right now. So that's one trick that a lot of times you'll see in like the mid game where you run like a dropship in the Terran main. They overreact, and then you just send army like either right up the front or run a couple of vultures into an expo somewhere. But this time it actually is cleaned up without it dealing massive critical damage.
Yeah, the kind of weird thing to me is Flymio did go into those 4 Speed Vultures, went for a kind of timing, I think, to try and kill some SCVs. Did delay the 3rd factory there from Soso for a little bit. 4th factory is coming up behind this, but he then switched into Goliaths. Now, he knows there was no... he knows there was no Starport at least, so these Goliaths are a little bit wasteful, and he's going to find himself not having Siege against a he's got Siege, but he's had to take a very, very unfavorable position there. And that tank's already getting Siege down.
Oh no, he loses the tank on the high ground. Ooh, that's not good. I mean, he does have 4 facts producing right now, so that's going to mean that he can produce just more than his opponent, who's still getting his 4th and 5th factory up behind this. So maybe he can produce here, but this is really surprising because essentially Soso has a bigger army and a better economy and an extra base.
Yeah.
And in general, you're not supposed to have all of those.
Yeah, he kind of... as you said before, it's almost like he cheated the game. Like, he got himself an incredibly good position, didn't really get scouted or anything. And I mean, Flymio is checking around now for hidden bases, but... I mean, I don't even know if he's going to check top right, and it doesn't look like he is, so that's another big mistake there by Flymio. And this is a good thing for Soso, and he's going to be able to deny the 3rd base from Flymio for quite a while as well. I mean, it doesn't look like there's a command center coming in yet, so Flymio are going to be playing off of this 2 base for a while, but I mean, Soso has got such a good position out on the middle of the map already, that Flymio is not really going to be able to make too much happen with these 2 bases.
Thankfully, there's 2 Goliaths in front here for Flymio, which is what you need to, make sure that spider mines don't hit your stuff, depending on how many pop up at the same time. But he's doing a good job being very careful, scouting these mines out and making sure that they don't deal critical damage. But surrounding
Oh!
them, oh, one does connect, the second connects, but it kills a vulture as well. And I think that might be too much to lose. He was being really careful until it all went pear-shaped. And now there's 5 tanks being shoved right into his natural.
Yeah, but we do have siege mode up here already. One of the tanks goes down immediately. Goliath's getting a good amount of damage done, and this is actually a very, very nice trade by Soso, and by
Yeah.
Flymeo even. But the trouble is, Soso has thrown away all of his tanks.
Yeah, okay, well, that was Soso's big advantage, right? He came in with a superior tank count. He always had that superior tank count, and then he just ran them in. Play the Terran game. Siege up. Leapfrog forward. He just had scanners built, so he could have just played that game. Oh, actually, he hasn't built the scanners yet. What? Okay, well, Soso built the Academy, but he never actually got scanners before that. So maybe that, was why he chose to just sort of run in, even though he had the higher tank count.
Yeah, no, it looks like we're going to have Flymeo try and secure the bottom right location, but he's going to have to be careful. Speed Vulture's getting on top of the tanks, laying a lot of mines, and that's all of Flymeo's tanks going down to those mines. Good, good move by Soso.
Ooh, excellent usage there, the vultures running in. A lot of times that can be a little bit of a hit or miss. Like if the mines don't go off and kill everything, then you've kind of just thrown away your vultures and your mines, and the guy still has his tanks. But that was excellent. So resetting the tank count is kind of the key here. Mio's done it, Soso's done it, and so now things are kind of at a stalemate, except that Soso has that third base that I don't think Flymeo has any idea about.
Yeah, the trouble is Flymeo is now going into double starport. If you turn off Flymeo's vision, you can see that he's got vision over absolutely everything bar that third base. Or at least, like, he's scalped it there. So, I mean, Soso going to push back Flymeo's vultures yet again. And I mean, Flymeo's going for this double starport play behind this, but he doesn't really have the gas to do it. He's trying to upgrade. He's trying to build 2 tanks at a time. With vultures as well, and his economy just can't support this at the moment. And the longer he leaves this, the harder it's going to be. He needs to get a third base somehow, but he just doesn't even have the money for a command center right now.
No, I mean, he can't have the money for everything. And if you look at Soso, he's floating 1,600 minerals and 800 gas. So, like, this guy literally cannot spend his money fast enough. And this is off of 6 facts with Starport pumping double medevacs. He's just killing it. Every sense of the word. Massive minefields, huge tank lines.
Now there is a drop in the main. That's doing a lot of damage from Soso as well. Getting a good number of SCVs already. Mines in the main mineral line too.
Oh my gosh.
And Flymeo is not having the best game of his life right now. He is struggling with this constant pressure from Soso.
Yeah, I mean, there's not even a third CC on the way, is there? No. So, realistically, this game, unless Mio can just go for it and maybe win a big fight with his Wraiths or something, I mean, there's no anti-air from Soso, so theoretically the Wraiths might be able to kick in, but they were scouted by that drop, so there should be Goliaths, somewhere. Yeah, there they are. There's a couple with the army.
Oh, and Flymeo tries to push in yet again, but there's just so many tanks, so many vultures by Soso. And that just makes it so difficult to be able to do all of this. And that was an unintentional pun. That was unintentional, but the Wraith gonna come in, gonna maybe clean up some of these tanks, but unfortunately, he's lost so many of his own tanks, he doesn't have anything reserved to really take advantage of this, and we should see Goliaths coming out of the factories now by Soso, is sitting on a lot of money now. He's getting a 4th command center in the top middle main. And I mean, yes, he's pushing, or Flymeo is pushing back Soso's tanks, but there's not really too much behind this for him. And GG! Flymeo realizes how far behind he is. I think he didn't even scan the top right at the end as well, so he never actually knew that base existed.
Yeah, he actually has no idea, so, well, that may not have gone as planned, but it's still kind of cool to see a player who is able to think kind of sneakily like that, sneaking that third base in there, and it really paid off. Towards the end, you could tell he just had more money than he knew what to do with. It was really confusing to see him push out, and he still has more tanks after spending like almost 1,000 minerals to get that base up. Well, it's not quite that, but you have to build. You have the lost mining time of the SCV going up there. You have the cost to build the command center. You have the extra cost to build more SCVs, and all of a sudden you just don't have a lot of stuff, but he did have a lot of stuff. So hey, I guess that's a good way to do it.
It is indeed. Now that's going to take us over to our second game just after this. See you guys.